Hello students, welcome to Mike Sword Academy. So today we are going to be looking at questions on waves. So we have 3 questions here that are related to wave theory. So the first one, we have a radio station broadcast at a frequency of 200 kilohertz. If the speed of the wave is 3 times 10 raised to the power 8 meters per second, we should calculate 1 the period and 2 the wavelength. So how can we solve that? Now from the question you can see clearly that we are given the frequency as 200 kilohertz, but kilo here means times 10 raised to power 3. So that's the frequency, and we also given the speed of the wave. The speed of the wave is 3 times 10 raised to power 8 meters per second. So we are asked to calculate the period. Let's start with the period. The period is equal to 1 all over the frequency. So if I should substitute, I'll be having the frequency here is 200 times 10 raised to power 3. So if you make your right substitution, this will give you 5 times 10 raised to power 6 in seconds. So that is our period. Now we also asked to find the wavelength. The wavelength from the wave formula, we have that V is equal to F lambda. So to get the wavelength, which is lambda, we are going to make lambda the subject formula. Lambda will be equal to V all over F. So I divide through by F, I will have this. So that means that my lambda will be V. So our V is the speed, which is 3 times 10 raised to the power 8 all over the frequency. And the frequency is 200 times 10 raised to the power 3. So if you should point this in your calculator, this will give you 1,500 meters. So that becomes the wavelength. Now let's solve the second question. In the second question, we have a wave pulse on a string moves in a distance of 8 meters in 0.4 seconds. So the distance moved is 8 meters and the time taken is 0.4 seconds. So determine the velocity of this wave and also the frequency if the wavelength is now 0.5 meters. So let's start with the first question. So the first question here is to find the velocity. Now we know from our theory of velocity is equal to displacement all over the world time. So we have the velocity, the displacement here as 8. So we substitute 8. Then we have the time as 0.4. So if you should point this in your calculator, this will give you 200 meters per second. So that is the velocity. Now we also asked to find the frequency. So we have the wavelength. So if we are given the wavelength here is 0.5. So we go back to our wave formula that V is equal to F lambda. Now this time around we are finding F. So we are going to make F the subject formula, divide through by the wavelength. So that means F will be equal to V all over lambda. So if I substitute, we have V, which is the velocity we calculated as 200, then divide by lambda. Lambda was given in the question as 0.5. So if you should divide this will give you 400 hertz. So the frequency is 400 hertz. So the third question says the frequency of a vibrating source is 450 hertz and the velocity of the sound it produced in air is 330 meters per second. Then find how far the sound travels when the source completes 50 watt vibration. So here we are asked to find how far that is the distance. So I'm going to leave number 3 for you to solve. So solve number 3 and comment your answer in the comment section. So I'll be seeing your question. I'll also respond to your answers. So thank you. If you are just joining us, do well to subscribe to the channel. Thank you.